Once at the target, the entry team will do preliminary testing to find the best sample to take. These tests will include pH levels, use of the M8 paper, and closer monitoring with the improved chemical agent monitor. In a radiological environment, the entry team would also use the gamma spectrometer to quantify and identify the particular isotope of the radiation source. Once a specific target has been identified, the entry team will take samples using the appropriate techniques applicable to that target. At this point, the entry team has taken their samples and is moving back to the technical decontamination line. Once they arrive at the line, they process themselves through the line to ensure that all are free of any contamination. They also assist the decontamination team with the sample container. When the entry team brings the sample to the decontamination line, the decon team will process the sample container immediately in order to get it into the analytical lab as quickly as possible. Once through decontamination, the samples will go back to the analytical lab, or ALS as it is known, where the nuclear medical science officer processes the sample and runs it through the various tests to identify the specific agent collected. Some of the equipment used in this process includes the gas chromatograph mass spectrometer and the hazmat identification infrared spectroscopy chemical identifier. In the case of a biological agent, the ALS technicians will use the polymerase chain reaction, or PCR, and biological assay tickets. This testing process takes place in a BioLevel 3 glove box installed in the ALS. Test results will then be passed directly to the CST commander and the incident commander and can be forwarded to agencies such as Army AMRID, CDC, and other federal agencies used to provide reachback support to the CST. Communications for the 9th are handled in the Unified Command Suite, or UCS vehicle. Through the UCS, the 9th CST can supply secure and non-secure phone lines, internet connections, and many other communications techniques. The UCS is the communications hub for the CST while on scene, and can be a major communications asset to the IC if necessary. A similar system proved to be a crucial asset during 9/11. The UI05 scenario forced the incident commander to consider mitigation for search and rescue, mass decontamination, and security at the incident site. The 9th CST's commander recommended launch of the chemical, biological, radiological, nuclear, and high-yield explosives enhanced response force package, or SURF-P. The IC requested this support through the California National Guard, and the SURF-P was deployed. The SURF-P consists of a command element, a security force, a decontamination team, a medical team, and one or more search and rescue teams. The command element consists of the SURF-P commander, the first sergeant, and a small operations cell. The ops cell is charged with keeping track of the rest of the unit, as well as the casualties and their injuries and status as they are processed by the SURF-P. The security force is composed of 30 M-Day Guardsmen, who are traditionally 1 weekend a month National Guard soldiers. They will usually be the lead element to enter the incident area for the SURF-P, will provide internal team security, and can, when requested, support the designated authorities at the incident site by stabilizing the perimeter, conducting crowd control, establishing roadblocks and/or checkpoints, and providing force protection and security. They are also able to extract victims from the perimeter and restrict scene access to essential personnel only, thereby aiding rescue efforts and scene preservation. Preservation of the scene is a vital component of evidentiary collection. The decontamination team is composed of approximately 30 M-Day Guardsmen and will most likely be the next to move into place. The decon element provides the mass decontamination capability to process an estimated 20 to 30 non-ambulatory and 40 to 60 ambulatory victims per hour. They are also able to support the decontamination of 10 to 15 response personnel per hour using an additional technical decontamination line. The most appropriate location for the decon line is selected in coordination with the IC prior to setup of the element. During the decontamination process, the decon team will also provide consistent zone monitoring and will maintain zone integrity. The medical team is composed of approximately 19 M-Day guardsmen and will provide medical oversight of patients undergoing decontamination and treatment of casualties in the warm zone. The treatment of these victims can range from decon triage to medical stabilization and prep for evacuation to higher treatment facilities. They will also provide medical advice at the decon site location. The search and rescue team is composed of approximately 30 M-Day guardsmen and is part of the requested follow-on force. The SAR has the ability to locate and extract victims from the contaminated area, provide technical rescue and recovery and extrication of victims. They will be able to work in the areas of confined space, collapsed structures, trench rescues, and rope rescues as needed by the IC. The SURF-P brings the next level of vital response to the incident. It is able to fulfill the IC's goals by providing a once missing portion of the overall WMD incident response. During UI05, the SURF-P was pre-positioned at a local staging area, as intelligence indicated that a seaburn event was both likely and imminent. The intelligence proved correct. An explosion occurred aboard the ship and an unknown agent was released into the air. The incident commander made the call to deploy the SURF-P when he felt his on-scene resources were not sufficient to handle the task at hand.